Well, hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome to my recap video for the All-Star Challenge that just took place. This was the inaugural Monster Jam All-Star Challenge, and honestly, it was the event of the year in my eyes. The event was hosted in Las Vegas, which is by far the best place for any event to be held. If you have never experienced a Las Vegas show, and I'm not sure if this is the last one at Sandboy Stadium or not, it is and will always be truly a treasure to be able to go there and experience the energy that Las Vegas always has to offer as just a part of the show, and the fan reaction, all that stuff that just Vegas has always had and always will have that nowhere else can offer. And it's truly an experience. I'm not trying to sell you on going to Vegas or anything, but truly, a Monster Jam show in Vegas is like no other. And it's a cliche thing to say, but truly, it is a happy place for me to go, and I feel like it's almost my second home that you get to visit once a year or twice a year in this case, and it was just amazing. Before I dive right into the experience portion of the video, I want to thank the team at Spin Master and Feld Monster Jam for all they did for me during the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge. A lot on the part of the team for Spin Master, Veronica, Jordan, Patrick, Adam. They are just the best people that we could have possibly had take over something that we hold dear to, like the Monster Jam Diecast. So thank you to those people I listed and anyone else who I had interactions with from Spin Master. And now we'll do the recap. So the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge, October 11th. The day before, October 10th, I did have a nice time, which was when I picked up Monster Jam Action 81 from the airport. Doug, Monster Jam Action 81, is one of my best friends that I've known for years now because of YouTube and Monster Jam. And he has never been to California, and he is actually the first person and only person to ever see my collection from the community in person. So that was very cool. He got to sleep over at my house, and then we drove to Vegas the next morning to meet up with the team and a bunch of influencers for our first ever influencer meeting with Monster Jam and Spin Master. A highly secretive meeting, and it's not really able to be disclosed in this video, so I'm sorry about that, but I will talk a little bit about that in just a moment. So I want to talk about more about the actual experience of getting to Vegas. It was great. This time of year actually is some of the best weather for Vegas. Usually it's pretty hot out there, but it was pretty mild, and I think it was much better than Vegas weather in March. However, this time of year is a little less Vegas oriented because there's sports going on, and I think that kind of took away from some of the attendance at the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge. And, you know, it was a little less crowded than normal Monster Jam events such as World Finals, and the Monster Jam event earlier this year that I also attended was. So I'm not saying that the show was bad or that's why people weren't showing up, but this was put in a highly trafficked time for sports and stuff, and we had some big kickoff games, I think, happening that day. So it was a little different. It was actually pretty empty in the parking lot, which was interesting to see. But it was awesome because I actually got VIP passes for parking and suite tickets from Spin Master for the first time. Usually I am out in the general crowd, which honestly I don't mind, because at Vegas, the energy, like I mentioned earlier, in the crowd that you feel, the feeling of family and community that you feel during the show is unbeatable. If I was out in the general public with Monster Jam Action 1 and Austin Dahlgren also, I would not have thought anything less of the show at all, but it was absolutely an honor to be able to be up in the suite boxes for the first time ever for myself and my personal experience at Vegas with the Spin Master and Monster Jam teams. So anyway, we arrived in Vegas for the first day, and we met up with a bunch of people right off the bat. Tyler Ramirez, Savage One Customs, outstanding man. He's just one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet. Down to earth. He does amazing work, and he was actually treated very, very special by Monster Jam, which he totally deserves because he's about to go serve a long time in the Army in Korea. So them giving him VIP treatment to all the drivers, the president of the Monster Jam brand, he was given the royal treatment, and I thank anyone at Monster Jam who had anything to do with that. He truly deserves it, and I want to thank you guys for doing that for him. So we met up with him. We met up with Phil from Monster Collecting, also competition manager. I met up with RJ, Alex Barden, a bunch of other people, 5150 Black Box and his girlfriend Kristen, Billy and Kristen, and a bunch of people that I've never met in person before. And I finally got to meet them and talk to them, and everyone was just so nice. We totally bonded together, and we basically stood outside of the pit party in front of Savage One Tyler's car with his customs inside of a box, basically talking, shooting information between each other, and it was so cool. Then the teams showed up for Spin Master, the design team first, then the marketing team showed up next, and everyone kind of mingled together towards Savage One Customs' car. We looked at his work, everyone discussed ideas, designs. I put on my Complaint Card crew shirt, which you guys will see in this video in my pictures, which was totally awesome because that was just something I tossed together, and I didn't know if anyone would like it, but they did. So that was awesome. And then after that, about 20 minutes or so passes, and we move into the press box for our influencer meeting, which again, I cannot disclose anything that happened there. Highly secretive, non-disclosure, but I must say that a lot of things for both Moss Gym and Spin Master are happening in the next few years, and I could not be more happy to have had input and suggestions, feedback for both teams. And I think that having an influencer meeting with the community, the social media aspect of things, keeping in touch with the base, was a great idea for Moss Gym and Spin Master, and I'm proud to have helped kind of push together that meeting because it was at some points not going to happen, but I'm glad that in the end it did happen. It was planned for World Finals 20, but they did push it to All-Star Challenge, which I think helped it a little bit in substance-wise. So I'm very happy with the results of the meeting. Everyone there was friendly. It was a very big, mashup of ideas and people coming together to create things that we've wanted to see for years now. So I promise that even though I cannot disclose what we said or what happened or what was announced or shown around, I can again promise that it was something or many different things that are just beyond what can be comprehended by the community at this point. 2020 Spin Master will top 2019 Spin Master by far. It's hard to think that because I think that they've done such a great job this year, but 2020 is coming, and it's coming really fast, and this is going to be quite a year for this diecast company. And then we also have some stuff from Moss Gym, but that's other stuff that you guys will see, and it's awesome. I cannot wait. So that influencer meeting was the biggest portion of my entire trip there. I think that just having that meeting alone was worth the time driving out there, and I don't mind driving out there because Vegas is such an awesome place to be, but being there, that was my favorite moment. The influencer meeting was my favorite moment, and I want to thank the teams for putting that together. So the show was amazing, and I also forgot to say that I loved the track layouts, the retro style feel with the mashed together modern day ideas. This is something I've suggested for a couple years now, that Monster Jam should move back towards retro tracks while using the modern day ideas, and that's exactly what they did. Not in the first day per se, but in the second day, they had the triple and all of those track layouts that really reached back in time and took 2009, or I think it's 2010 or something like that, and brought it into the 2019 feel. So 10 years later, they're using these ideas, and I think that they should definitely continue to do that because that's how you bring fans back. A lot of fans had positive things to say about the track layout. In fact, I don't think I've seen any negative on my post, at least, about the track layout, which to get no negative feedback on something in this community is by far one of the most impossible things to do in life. And for them to get almost, I'd say it's probably 100% positive feedback, that was a smart move. So I hope that the teams, and I think they have seen it by now, I hope that they see this as a positive change in track layouts and fan base change from previous years. So yes, the track layout was great. I loved the Best Trick Competition track layout with the cool kind of almost a skate park kind of feel. It just was so packed with tricks and stuff as far as the track layout goes. Now the show layout, I loved the Chicago racing, although it took a little longer because it was a little bit slow at some points because of the ramps and the way the drivers had to go. It was very competitive. I loved the feeling. A little hard to keep track of from the suite view, but I'm sure that the fans down in the stands had a good view of what was happening down there. So the Chicago racing, a great idea to have in Moss Jam Vegas. And then we had the Best Trick Competition, the first ever one, which honestly was not the best part of the show. In fact, I would say it's the weakest link in this show, only because, and it might not sound right to say this, but I think it's because they set it up to be Steel Titans oriented. I love the game Steel Titans, the Moss Gym Steel Titans game. However, everyone knows that even with any video game, The physics are not made to match 10,000 pound Monster Jam trucks. So when you try to attempt tricks that some, such as the corkscrew off the mini flip or the Cam McQueen one where you're supposed to jump and then backflip off a ramp, it's possible, but it's more luck oriented than realistic, kind of just go out there and we can do it. So the best trick competition fell short because it was based on Steel Titans physics, or video game physics for that matter. And I think that next time they definitely shouldn't do the Steel Titans stuff because it did lack the energy that was necessary to keep that competition going. Every truck for the most part broke or crashed in the first few seconds. And it was exciting, but for Monster Jam fans who maybe have never, or for fans who are new fans that maybe have not seen Monster Jam shows and are expecting to see exactly what they're seeing on screen and then to be let down by not seeing those things, I think that might have been a little confusing for new fans, although I kind of expected it not to go as smoothly, and it wasn't that big of a shock when it didn't become video game realistic. But I think that my suggestion, at least for best trick competition, is to be different in the next show. So basically have a set pattern of tricks that will be performed. Maybe try to perform them twice or as many times as possible, such as backflips, corkscrews, something like that. But things like a consecutive backflip require luck, and that's the plain fact. You can do it in the game because that's how the game is set up, but you can't always depend on something like luck to be showing up in a 10,000 pound monster truck during a competition where you get one hit or so, unless you break, to show off that skill. So, again, it depends on what they think for next time, but I would personally stray away from using the Steel Titans video games physics for the real life competition. Although it was a great idea and I liked the idea, it just didn't work out in the end. So that's the best trick competition, and that's my opinion on that. And then we had day 2 with the pit party. I met a lot of cool people there. Lane Flores Mora was there, who is a longtime community member. I've known him for so many years, and I wasn't even expecting him to be there, but I got to meet him. I got to meet up with Trevor Turbert and a bunch of other people. If I forget your name, I'm sorry. There was just so many people that I met. I actually got to sign my first couple autographs officially to people who aren't my friends and are now my friends, but some younger fans. I'll show you guys some pictures on screen, and yes, I am revealing my face. That's a big thing, I guess, to some people, but that is me signing a shirt of someone's son. I can't remember their name. I'm so sorry, but I did get to meet up with them. They were part of our Facebook group, and she was awesome, and her son was also really cool. He wanted me to sign his shirt. So that was one of my first ever official autographs, and getting recognized is something I'm going to have to get used to because it was a little different to get recognized, but I did get a lot of recognition there, and it was really cool to see that. So I met a bunch of people, and it was a really awesome pit party. We left a little early. Doug and I, Austin and I, we went to bowl at Sam's Town. Did pretty bad for myself, but we had a fun time there, and then we went back to the show. And night 2 was amazing. That was true Vegas right there. We had the classic Vegas style racing, awesome, and then we had freestyle. Now freestyle, that was wild. We had, although the judging was not good at all, I have to give my opinion on that. The judging for fan judging was not working with this format. And honestly, it doesn't work with World Finals either. I think that professional judges should be used for the major events, All-Star Challenge and Monster Jam, because of the competition aspect, the trophy aspect. It takes away from the integrity of the trophies when you have people getting first place off of one hit. Although Cynthia deserved some sort of recognition for what she did, that was absolutely insane. She did not deserve first place right off the bat. And I think that it's recognized that the system is broken in terms of voting for fan judges and stuff like that. When you're voting for your favorite driver and you don't vote for other people, it completely strays the results, and it does create some problems. So I'm sure that we're not just shouting this to deaf ears. I think that the people at Monster Jam have heard the feedback for this, and I'm sure they'll look into solutions for it in the future. But for right now, I must agree with the popular opinion that the fan judging did ruin the competition aspect, but it did not ruin the show factor for me. It was just amazing. I had a great time. I enjoyed myself, although it's sad to always have to leave Vegas. The trip is so short every single time. It's almost heartbreaking having to leave and say goodbye to everyone. And I must say that I cannot wait until the next Vegas show, if there ever is another one. I think there's one more, and if there is one, I will definitely be going to it. But I will always love Sam Boyd Stadium. I will always love the feeling that you get arriving in Vegas, just stepping foot and kind of like feeling the weather on your face and your body. It's just a different experience being there. It just, again, feels like home to me, and I love it. So thank you again to Spin Master, everyone there who allowed me to do this and be there with them, and Monster Jam. Also, I forgot to give a shout out to Neil Vanderberg, the senior graphic designer at Feld. He is so awesome. I love his passion. He inspires me every single time I talk to him. Neil, I'm not sure how I didn't get you in this video before. I'm sorry. So shout out to Neil. He does so much work that you guys see. He pretty much does everything as far as artwork goes for Monster Jam trucks. So shout out to you, Neil. You're awesome. I have to give you that. He was one of the best parts of the trip as well. Just talking to him, his passion, his ideas, just a great guy. So shout out to you, Neil. But anyway, if you guys were there at Vegas, tell me how you guys felt about it. Or if not, just tell me how you guys felt about the show. I want your guys' feedback. Monster Jam also wants feedback, so please comment below. Thank you again to those people at Monster Jam as well, and all my friends who I met, new friends, old friends, and hopefully I'll see you guys at World Finals 21 in Orlando. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. This is Ryan Monster Jam OCD, signing out.
Beer! Yes, I'm your beer man in your grandstand with your game plan. Welcome, my friends, Monster Jam.